Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to class. Today you'll need a mat, which you should lay out, and a chair, as well as some water for hydration. We're going to work body weight leg strength. Let's get started with our warm-up. Come stand directly in front of your chair with your knees soft and your toes pointing straight ahead. Roll your shoulders back 2 times and lower them down. Now squat onto your chair, sit down and lift up. Guide yourself into the chair with your hands and lift up. Keep your knees lined up with your toes. Sit down and lift up. We're starting with a set of squats to really heat up the body. Squat down and lift up. Squat down and stay there. Stay in the chair, sitting on the front foot of the chair. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the hands. Take your right hand, reach up and lower it down. Both hands up. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Left hand reaches up and down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Right hand up. Stretching the right side of your body. Both hands up. Exhale, down. Left hand up and down. Now squat again. Lift up and see if you can keep your hands in front of you if you feel comfortable. Squatting, knowing the chair is there. Lift up. That's a little scary, but if you start seated and don't move your feet, you should be fine. One more and stay up. Good. Roll your shoulders back and separate your feet a little bit wider. Soften your knees. Reach across side to side. Thumb points up. Now look forward. Look straight ahead. As you reach across, swivel your feet and rotate your hips all the way around. Keep your chest lifted. You're going to loosen up the muscles in your hips and upper back as well as your shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, shift to the side, lift up, shift to the side again, and lift up. Last one, shift to the side, and lift up, and rotate around, pressing your left heel to the floor. Lift the heel up, lift your body upright. Now bend the knees, down, opening the front of the hips, lift up, and press your heel to the floor. Lift up, bend the knee, lift up, and press your heel. Lift up, open to the front, toes out, squat down, stretching your groin, lift up, toes forward. Reach across side to side. Swivel your feet, rotate through your hips, eyes forward, chest lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift to the left. Shift and lift up. Shift, feeling a stretch in the inner thigh on the right. Shift and lift up and rotate round and press your right heel to the floor. Stretching out your lower leg. Now lift your chest up. Lift the heel off the floor. Coming up nice and tall. Bend your knee. Both knees bend. And press your heel to the floor. Do that again. Bend, stretch the front of your thigh and the front of your hip and press your heel to the floor. Open to the front. Turn your toes out. Squat down and open through your inner thighs and lift up. Toes go straight ahead. Roll your shoulders back. Big deep breath in, reaching up. Exhale, right hand up. Stretch the right side of your body. Inhale up, exhale down, left hand reaches up and down. And that was it. That was our warm-up. I'm going to start my timer and we'll start with our strength work. We are going to do each move for 60 seconds. You'll have about 15 seconds transition time. We're going to do each exercise on the right side of the body, then the left side of the body. We'll be finishing on the floor. Come take a seat on your chair. Have your right leg staggered back and your left leg staggered forward, and sit on the front third of your chair. It's a staggered squat to stand. Bring your hands onto the side of the chair. Lift up and squat down. Lift tall and squat down. Now, you can keep your hands guiding you into the chair, or if you feel comfortable, reach your hands forward as you squat down. Lift up tall and come down. You've got a little bit more weight in your right leg. The right leg is working harder than the left. Lift up tall. Touch down lightly. Control as you sit back down. That's the challenge, to control it, not plop down, but control it down. You're almost there. Take a break if you need to. Keep going if you can. One more and finish standing. There it is. Whew, that right leg was working pretty hard. Now I'm going to give you the side view. Stand on your right leg and kickstand the left leg behind you. Bring your hands onto your hips, right at the bend of the hips. Chest up. Sit the hips back, hinge and lift up. Now you can keep your hands on your thighs to support the lower back, or for more challenge, bring your hands to your opposite shoulder. Hinge at the hip, move the hip back, keep your right knee soft, and keep a little bit more weight in your right heel rather than the ball of your foot. Move the hips back. Keep the spine long. Brace through your core muscles so your abdominals are tight and feel strong. There's no movement in the spine. 2 more. 1 more. And come up. Let's do it on the other side. Come take a seat on your chair. Stagger your left leg back and your right leg forward. Left leg's going to be the working leg. Sitting on the front third of the chair, chest lifted. Lift up and squat back down. Now you can guide yourself into the chair with your hands, or for more challenge, bring your hands forward as you sit back. Ease yourself into the chair rather than just dropping down. Find that control. Move at your own speed. If that feels too fast for you, find a speed that is challenging and at the same time doable. Lift up. Ease yourself down, up, and ease down. Keep your shoulders back. Feel the left leg working. That left leg, especially your thigh, is working and really being challenged. 1 more, finish standing. Very good. Let's do our hinge. I'm giving you the side view. You can stay facing forward if you prefer. Stand on your left leg, kickstand the right leg behind you. Hands are on the thigh, right at the bend of the hip. Chest up. Hinge at the hip. Keep 80% of your weight on the left leg. Now you can keep the hands on the thigh to give the back some support, or if you prefer, you can bring the hands to the opposite shoulder and find that challenge. It never ceases to amaze me how challenging it is just to work with your own body weight. Keep your left knee soft. Keep a little bit more weight in your left heel than you do in the ball of your foot. Push the hips back. Come up tall. Sit back. Lift up. Hinge at the hip. Come up tall. Last one. Come up. Oh, nice job. Let's move your chair forward, or if you've got space behind it, then just move behind your chair. We're going to use the chair for some balance here, so feel free to use it as much as you need to. Stand to the right of your chair just a little, with your feet together and your left hand on the back of your chair for balance. Stand nice and tall, but keep your knees soft with your toes pointing straight ahead. Lunge to the side and step back. Good. Now you can keep your hand on the chair like that, or you can bring your hand to the chair when you step in. Keep all 10 toes facing forward. Hinge at the hips, sit back. Now lunges have a bad reputation for being hard, being really challenging, and they are challenging, but this particular lunge not only builds strength, it builds very important mobility. So I like that for that purpose. Push off your right leg, step your feet together, keep your abdominals braced, hinge at the hip, lift up tall. One more. Now come to your chair. Hold on to the back of your chair. I'm going to move a little, you can hold with both hands. I'm going to move a little bit to the side so you can see me better. Stand on your left leg and bring your right leg diagonally back. Bring your hand onto your hip. Soften your left knee. Now lift the leg diagonally back behind you as you keep your hips square and level. Keep your chest open. Hold your abdominals tight so you're bracing through your core. There's no movement in the torso. This here is staying very strong and very static. You're lifting out through the top of your head so your posture is perfect. And you're just working and isolating on the gluteal muscle on the right side, your right glute. Now, surprisingly, this exercise actually helps your knees. I know, a little counterintuitive, right? You think that it's for your glute, but the glute helps your knees. Last one. Good. Now I'm going to move my chair so I've got a bit more space, but you don't have to. We're going to do the other side lunge. Do everything on the other side. So you can stand directly behind your chair if you need it for balance, or you can come beside it like me. Lunge to the left. Here we go. Lunge to the left and step in. Opening the inside of your right thigh. The right leg basically stays straight as you step onto the left leg. Step as wide as you can and then push back and find postural control. Hinge and push off. Keep your abdominals braced. That's like my mantra. Keep your abdominals braced. You always want to stabilize through your core muscles so that your back is supported in everything you do. Every exercise is a great opportunity to strengthen the core muscles. Big step out, big push in. Keep all 10 toes facing forward. Done. Now you can come back behind your chair. I'm going to come beside my chair so you can see me better. Stand on your right leg and soften your right knee. Bring your hand onto your hip and step your left leg diagonally back, chest up. Now lift and lower that leg diagonally back. It's not going to lift very high. You can see on me, it's a small movement, but it's very concentrated right here in the hip muscles. And these are the muscles that help your knees so that those lunges feel good. And going up and down stairs is no longer a problem. Having strong hips gives your knees so much support. Bring that leg diagonally back and feel a contraction in the side of your hip, in your glute. You are so close. Take a break if you need to. Keep going if you can. Feel the muscle working. Oh, almost there. Last one. And down. Whew. Let's move your chair out of the way. And we're coming down to the mat. Now you can use your chair to help you come down to the mat. I'm going to use my chest. And we're going to do a single-legged bridge. Come onto your side and roll onto your back. Palms of your hands face up. We're going to do a single-legged bridge. With the leg that's closest to me, leave it on the floor and place the foot that's further away from me on top of your knee. Now, lift up and slowly lower. Lift as high as you can. Press the heel into the floor by flexing your ankle. So lift the ball of your foot off the floor so just your heel is touching. Dig down and lift up with the hips. Push your heel into the floor. This strengthens the gluteal muscle, the glute, once again, but from the back. This opens the front of your hip and develops some active mobility in the hips while it strengthens the back of your hips. So there's a real bonus with this move. Do one more time. Up and slowly down. Roll onto your side. Now this is a big challenge. You're going to do just as much as you can. You can lower the hips and lift the hips as much as you need to. Bring your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Bring your feet behind you and stretch out the hips. Place your hand down the side of your thigh and press your shoulder away from your ear. So go from here to here with the shoulder down, away from your ears. Lift the hips up. Now, here's your option. You can lift and lower the hips like this, down and lift up. Or you can stay here. We've got 30 seconds. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips, keep your chest open. Your thumb is up, palm of the hand faces this direction. And you'll feel the muscles in the side of the hip and the side of the core. This is a core side bridge. Down. Let's do the other side. Let's swing around the other direction. Roll onto your side and then roll onto your back. Take the leg that's closest to me, bend it, place your back heel on top of the knee, palms of the hands face up. Lift the hips and lower the hips. I love bridges because they strengthen the hips in a really meaningful way. You want to come up as high as you can in a doable range motion. Keep your hips square and level. Flex your ankle so only the heel is touching. Ball of the foot lifts. Now you're going to feel the contraction in the front of your shin, as well as in your glutes, maybe a little bit in the hamstring, the back of the thigh too. Those muscles work as well. Lift the hips as high as you can get them. You're almost there. You're most of the way through the set. Lift up and slowly down. And one more time, lift up and slowly down. Put both feet on the floor and roll onto your side and prop up onto your elbow. Now bring your feet behind you. Press your shoulder away from your ear. So that's really an important element in the move. Shoulder presses away from the ear, thumb up. Press your shoulder down and you'll feel the muscles in the shoulder, around the shoulder girdle contracting, and that's good. Place the hand down the thigh and you can lift the hips and lower the hips. Now that's one option, or you can lift the hips and stay there. Now, this is going to strengthen the side of the hips again, but in a slightly different way, but it also strengthens all the muscles in the core here. So this is great to help prevent back pain. Keep your chest up, stack your shoulders, stack your hips, hand down the thigh, come down if you need to, but you've got 10 seconds. So keep going if you can. And come down. Ooh. Just sit up and roll your shoulders back. We're going to do a clamshell, a little bit more work for the hips and a little bit more work for the core, and then you're done. So we've got a clamshell and a plank, and then a clamshell on the other side and a second plank, and that's it. You're almost there. Come down onto your side and bring your hand behind your head to support your head. Bring your feet in front of you so you can see your knees at a 90-degree angle, and bring your feet back. So tuck your feet in. Open the knee and close the knee like a clamshell. Keep your hips stacked. So it's really important here that you keep the movement small. So it's a small movement rather than a big movement, so that your hips don't rock back and forwards. Keep the hips perfectly stacked on top of each other. And just open the knee and close the knee. Clamshells are another great exercise for your knees. I know, right? Who'd have thought that working the gluteal muscles helps your knees, but their glutes are your knees, and your hamstrings are your knee's best friend. And also your back's best friend. Do one more. Oh, did you feel that right here on the side of the hip? Feels good, doesn't it? Roll onto your front. Let's do a plank. Now bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. We have started. Here's our plank. Now it's a whole minute. So that's a long plank. Tuck your toes underneath. Brace through your core. Lengthen through your spine and keep your head lined up with the rest of your spine. To make it more challenging, lift one knee up and then put it down. The other knee up and put it down. Keep going, alternating knee lifts. Hold your hips in a fixed position so there's no movement in the pelvis. Your abdominals are tight the whole time, so you're bracing through your core as you lift and lower the knees. You're almost there. One more. And come down. Let's go to the other side for the clamshell. So swing around and lie right down. Rest your head on your arm. Bring your knees in front of you at a 90-degree bend, feet tucked in. Open the knee and close the knee, like a clamshell. So it's not a big movement. You can see it's a really small movement. That's important. You want to make sure you're not rocking the hips back in order to try and gain range of motion. That wouldn't be the correct range of motion. Correct range of motion is going to give you some isolation in the side of the hips. So isolating the side of the hips, strengthening the muscles that give your knees some support. Keep your inside edge of the feet together. One more. And down. Very good. Give it a little tap. Those muscles worked pretty hard. Let's finish with a plank. Come onto your front. Arms are like railroad tracks. Come onto your knees, lift your hips, and tuck your toes under. We have started. Keep your chest lengthened so you're not hunching through your upper back. Keep your head lined up with your spine. Thumbs point up. Shoulders press down away from your ears. Brace through your core. Lift one knee up and put it down. Now you can stay with both knees down if that's enough of a challenge for you. But if you want more of a challenge, add in this alternating knee lift. Such a great movement for developing strength, not only in your core, but also in your shoulders and in the front of your thigh. You're so close. Do one more each side. Here's the last one. And come down. Oh, stay right here on the front of your hips. We are going to stretch. We'll start with an abdominal stretch. Press your shoulders down away from your ears. Pull your elbows towards your pelvis and feel an opening through the front of the hips and through your abdominals. Squeeze your gluteal muscles. If you feel any compression in your lower back, bring your elbows further away from you like this. If you want to make the stretch a little bit deeper, bring your elbows in towards you a little more and lift up. Keep dropping your tailbone towards the floor and slowly lower. Bring your hands onto the floor, press back. Keeping your hips high, press your chest down towards the floor, opening through your shoulders and your chest. Such a great stretch for the shoulders and such an important stretch for your postural muscles. And breathe into that stretch and lift up. Walk the hands in and come up to high kneeling. We're going to do our stretches standing up today. So you can crawl over to your chair or you can stand up with me. Bring one leg forward, tuck your back toes under and lift up. Now let's stretch out. Bring your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders. Lift up through your chest and hinge as you bend the right knee, stretching out through your inner thigh on the side. Other side, lift up and sit back, hinge, lift up. Bring your feet a little closer together and circle the hips in one direction. And now circle the hips in the other direction. Roll your shoulders back and rotate side to side. Reach. Swivel your feet and just stretch out through your spine, lengthening out through the top of your head. 2 more each side. 1 more, reach right out and roll your shoulders back. Shift your weight. Now you might want to use your chair here. Shift your weight onto your left leg and pick up the right foot, stretching out the front of your thigh. Release that. Shake out the leg a little bit. And let's do the other side. Hold on with the other hand. Pick up the shin, the ankle, or the foot behind you and stand tall and stretch out the front of your thigh. And slowly release. Shake out the front of your thigh and bring your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders with your toes pointing straight ahead. Roll your shoulders back and take the right hand and reach up and stretch the right side of your body. Other side, stretch the left side of your body. And come up. Roll your shoulders back and tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder, stretching the left side of your neck. Just nod your head a couple of times. And lift up. Tilt the head to the left, stretching the right side of your neck. Nod a couple of times. Feels so good to stretch your neck and lift up. Last time, bend your knees. Breathe in, reaching up. Exhale and open the front of your body. Roll your shoulders back. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great class and you feel strong and stretched and energized. Enjoy the rest of your day.